Good morning, I'm Sunetra Choudhury, political editor of the Hindustan Times, bringing you all that you need to know about COVID-19 on Thursday, the 15th of October. Our big story today is that we're seeing the final stages of unlockdown, where we see schools, religious gatherings and cinemas opening up. When we say schools are opening up, it's only in 5 states, and that too only the senior classes, because of the fact that it is still vulnerable in many places, and states like Maharashtra, where the COVID impact has been worse off, has still not decided to open up schools. So only 5 states are opening schools today. When we talk about cinemas, we are not going to see any new movies. If we venture out, everyone's still trying to see just how adventurous this initiative really is. And if you go there, you're going to see movies that were there before the lockdown started in March. New movies are perhaps going to come in only around Diwali time. Now, what experts are pointing out is that this comes at a time when numbers may not be as high as they used to be. However, we are going into winter where infections are much higher. So that is the calculated risk. And as we talk about calculated risks and winter coming, well, what about the Great Barrington Declaration? Now, this is a declaration that has been signed by some public health experts and epidemiologists in America. They point out that the health risks are far greater in the long run. For example, they're saying there are less cancer screenings, there are less vaccinations, there are less cardiovascular checkups, and so they're saying everything should be opened up, and the less vulnerable, the young people, should be allowed to go back to work, normal work, and not work from home. And even schools should be opened up because children are less likely to get the coronavirus. So these are the suggestions by the Great Barrington Declaration, signed by some public health officials, but it is debatable, and it depends on which government decides to embrace these. For now, India, of course, being very, very cautious. And while we are in unlockdown, everyone's still suggesting that those who can afford to stay at home should stay at home. Well, speaking of government initiatives, the government Science and Technology Department has said that they've seen 10 startup ideas, technology ideas, which have made us safer during this period. For instance, they point out that this whole system of Govt program, which has been an initiative to encourage startups to develop technology which will keep people safer, has introduced a kind of refrigerator which helps healthcare professionals sanitize their PPE kits. They just have to, health workers can come in there, put their PPE kits in this, run it for a cycle, after which they can reuse their PPE kits again. So that's one thing. What has also been developed is a water purification system which can actually be used to sanitize spaces far better than the liquids that are being used right now. So Science and Technology Ministry is saying that they have got 10 such innovations which go a long way in making us safer during this period. And finally, it always cheers us up to hear about vaccines, and India says that they are now well on their way to further developing their storage and distribution systems for the vaccine when it is here. They say already we have a pretty solid system which goes on to distribute other vaccines which need cold storage, for instance, the polio vaccine. However, they're also in talks with private and other facilities so that when the vaccine is here, it is taken to people across the country as soon as possible. Those are the news updates for now. Keep tracking them on hindustantimes.com.